Hey friends, headed out to John's. It's snowing. I actually don't know if I'm going to be able to get up there. First, I need to water our mushrooms. So when they're pipping, which means they're starting to produce, you don't want them to dry out. It's very important you keep moisture on, and it's cold and we ran out of water. So also all the pipes are, all the hoses are frozen. So I tried to remember to keep water in here in this thing, but I let it run dry too. But we got enough to buy us a few hours. All right, I'm just putting eyes on everything and then I'm gonna take off. Okay, so we tried to deliver the shed yesterday, the small one, just one at a time. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I'm dressed warm, it's super cold out. It's only 23, feels like 12. I don't know, I guess I have everything. We tried to deliver his shed yesterday, just the small one, the bathroom one, hoping like maybe one would make it up the hill. It didn't. It didn't make any difference at all. So the plan this morning was for Wayne to go up while the ground was still frozen, which is now, it's solid frozen right now. We also are getting rocks delivered, which will help with the big shed. Because even if the ground is frozen and we put chains on the truck, we weren't sure if we were going to be able to get the big shed up there without rocks. So we just got rocks. Benefits of living in a small town. Wayne was able to call like the one person who would do that kind of job, because these mountains are not that user friendly all the time. I was talking at the quarry yesterday and she's like, there's one guy that'll do that and like make it happen. Meaning like they're gonna have to get creative, because if we can't get our truck up there, how do they get their truck up there to put the rocks? But I'm curious to see, because they left a couple hours ago. We're doing 2 truckloads and he was gonna bring them all at once. So they're probably already there. The question is, can I get up there? Because it's way up in the mountains and the roads get really icy over there. So we just have to go see if we can make it up. Which also makes it so crazy that somebody would leave him up there. If you saw like how secluded it is, the fact that they just left him, kicked him out of his house and just left him up there is insane. Not that he would want to leave, but still, like, I don't know, come up with a solution, help a guy out, right? Look at this snow.
Was just come out right there, or maybe come back like another 10 foot this way, where there's underground, and shoot out.
So in this video, I'm actually going to take you along to 3 different shed situations. Quite a bit of time has passed since this first video. We've had so much cold weather, just absolutely freezing. A lot of issues getting sheds placed, because it's just not easy in these mountains to move when the ground is muddy. So we've delivered Blue's shed and got it set up in its permanent location, and I'll show you that today. We also have a new family we're helping that's in a pretty critical situation. I'm going to keep all their information private, but we are building out 2 sheds for them, and you'll get to see one of those today. And we're going to meet Calvary Chapel Relief Team, because they came in and they're going to be assisting us with those 2 sheds, as well as the single mom and toddler shed that we're working on. So lots of things happening. sitting in the truck because it's absolutely freezing outside. The snow has just been consistent and the sun went away, so we are all like really, really cold. But this is great because cold as we are, I can't imagine sleeping in that camper in this weather. So we're gonna get the water hooked up, the heat going, and yeah, exciting. Can you feel the truck? Can you see the truck the way it moves? We put them really close together, and Ian and John actually does a lot of construction kind of stuff, carpentry stuff, so they're gonna close it in with a fully enclosed catwalk. The inside of the big house needs to be finished out still, baseboards, crown molding. The kitchen has to be built. The bathroom shed, the bunk beds need to be taken out. So there's lots of work and modifications to do, but Ian actually lives real close to here, and John does, like I said, knows how to do all that work as well. So they'll just be working on it together here on site, which is awesome. Oh yeah, it held up. Sweet. Is it level?
No.
It doesn't feel level.
Yeah, you can feel it.
Yeah, it feels a little this way.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty far too, but that's gonna that'll get settled out.
It looks great in here though. Once
yeah,
it's finished, it's
good.
gonna be sweet.
I'm thinking
Whew. Nice. All right, step one.
The kitchen sink.
Oh yeah, there's kitchen sink. Today is bonkers. Lately, it's just so busy. So Wayne went and picked up Blue's shed, where you guys saw us drop it temporarily on Blue's video. I'll link that below if you're not familiar with what I'm talking about. But I help to provide housing with donations from you guys. So thank you guys, because you are doing amazing things. And, you know, just know the donations 100% go to these causes. Like, I don't make a living off doing this. And I've shared before, there are some people in town and they came here specifically to basically volunteer and create jobs for themselves, and they collect the money and use it to live off of, and then use things from free distribution centers or things that are given from other organizations to volunteer and do things. I'm not gonna say it's wrong or right, just letting you know that is not what I do with your funds. I am a stay-at-home mom. My job is YouTube and affiliate marketing with towers, and I appreciate all your support watching these videos and things, but the money you donate goes to support these causes. So we're moving Blue's house, and we got John's house situated. I'll give you guys a tour of that next week. We're gonna have the furniture put in next week. I'm so excited. And then we are doing 2 new build outs right now, and possibly helping someone who has a shed, who needs it finished out and just kind of is in a situation where they can't do that themselves. So I'll keep you guys posted on all the things. But today is Blue's Shed Day. So I want you guys to come along and see where we place it. So this area, it's just like nothing out here is getting cleaned up, actually. It's just kind of on hold, I guess, because of the weather and people just really don't know what to do. But we have placed 5 sheds in this location. Actually, 2 of them are a little bit further down the street in a different location, but they're getting moved over here. So multiple families have been benefited from you guys donating for us to put these sheds. And, these are permanent solutions for people. So we've moved into all the new sheds that we're doing now are actually tiny homes with kitchens and baths and fully functioning setups. Blue's was the first one we started to do that with. Her shed is finished out with flooring and Ann Ponders. You guys have met her before. Was here for days with Blue, brought her a fridge in, and Jonathan, who you're going to meet in a moment, is the pastor I partner with Homes for Hope. He started Homes for Hope as a title for our project here, just as a way for people to donate to that and to, just have a way for people to fill out a form if they do need help. They can fill out a form there and we can get in contact with them. But he brought in lots of furniture for Blue, and you can just see there's lots of temporary things. People are not living in those tents. They are just not equipped to handle the winter weather. So you can see a couple of our sheds are here, and they are insulated and fully finished out, and that allows people to stay warm and have a safe, secure place. So, it's great that there are people volunteering to give their land to this project. And it makes for, a really unique situation, but also a great community building situation. This was another really, really cold day that ended up not being as successful as we hoped. Okay. All right. Hey guys, I'm here with Jonathan. Jonathan, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm just a local pastor that's been kind of helping with Homes for Hope, I guess from the beginning.
Yeah.
So here today, putting in another shed and home and kind of updates about what's going on now. And so I kind of just help with the financial side of things and also just purchasing things and showing up to do whatever is needed, I guess.
Yeah, so Jonathan's a local pastor. And when I started doing the sheds, we have mutual friends through homeschooling, the pastor at his church. And he just said, I'm interested. This sounds like a great idea. And so they kind of got on board with us. And so when I link Homes for Hope, and give that as an option for donating, that is what Jonathan set up. He set up that website for us so that we could take in donations. So anybody who wants to donate and needs like a 501c3 tax write-off, we have that option, because I get that question sometimes. And we've got some new projects we're going to work on. Mm-hmm. So today we are placing Blue's shed, and you guys met Blue on our YouTube before. And we're moving it to her final destination today. And then we've got the family of 6 we're still working on. A car that's moving.
And, we're about to get run over.
Another single mom with a toddler. And then we were just discussing a new situation that is a pretty dire situation where a family is not safe or secure. And we're going to move them to the top of the list because they are not in secure housing right now.
They're not. And if you don't know, that the temperatures here have been really cold, dipping down into even the single digits. So they've been in some pretty extreme weather.
Yeah. And we were talking, if you look way back there, you can see some of the sheds that we placed early on. And there were some other sheds donated later on, but they weren't insulated. And it's just such a dramatic difference in comfort level when you've got the insulation and all of the things finished out. Even the campers get really, really cold when they don't have proper winterizing.
Yes, you got to have the insulation, you really do.
Yeah. So what's our plan moving forward?
I think it's just meeting the need wherever the need is, and that's because that's the issue too. Is there's so many people you forget that are out there still, and they're kind of stuck in the gaps, that they're not getting help from larger organizations or from other places. And so just locals being locals, helping each other out and being able to assess the needs, because there's still so many people that really are stuck and have lost everything. So.
And that's been surprising to me. It's almost like, I don't know if it's because some of the vouchers ran out or options aren't, people were just waiting to see what would happen, but it seems like we just keep getting more and more. And 3 months into it, you would think it would be less and less, and it's really the opposite.
It's
interesting.
Yeah.
And we're kind of working at the grassroots level. I will tell you that. The people that don't qualify for, well, they're being denied by FEMA. They don't qualify for Habitat for Humanity because there's criteria there. I talked to one, they were denied by Red Cross. because there is certain criteria to some of those. You have to,
Yeah.
Baptist on Mission is rebuilding houses and doing an amazing job.
Yep.
But you got to have a house.
That's
and
right.
we're dealing with a lot of lower income situations.
And at the grassroots level too, you can typically move quicker because, like, granted, you know, when you are an organization, you do need sure standards and procedures, all those things, and that's fine. But it takes a lot longer in a lot of cases, and so we're able to also move quicker because we have less people and things to deal with, so we can move pretty quick.
Yeah, which is awesome. And these are the long-term solutions. Like the next 3, 4, because we've got John's that
Yep.
we're working on. This will be their home indefinitely, and
Yeah.
they're excited about that. And I know sometimes people are a little like, "Wait, you can't live in a shed off grid," but we're talking about people who actually find that to be an amazing option and are super grateful that that's even a possibility that somebody would help them.
Yeah.
And they want to live off grid, so it helps us when that's the situation, because it
Yeah.
is hard to find land with septic and water. It's not hard, it's impossible to find land,
It is.
especially at a grassroots budget too, so
That's right. Yep.
it's not really an option. Well, thank you, Jonathan.
Yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you, and thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you guys so much. We're waiting on Wayne. He should be
That-
here any minute.
We're always waiting on Wayne.
We're waiting on Wayne. We're waiting for the shed to pull up any minute.
But he's worth the wait. He's
He
great.
is. He's helping us so much. He is a godsend, that's for sure. And so with these sheds and these deliveries, one thing is it's just not easy. This was actually the second day, and we're still not finished with this project. You can see how soft the ground is, and it makes it really difficult to place these. And thankfully, Wayne's willing to do that and spend the time, because not a lot of people have the skills or are willing to, spend 2 days, 7 hours trying to get something like this placed. We did get it down on the ground, but we weren't able to set it because it's so soft right now. And then it froze. So now we have to wait for it to unfreeze, and then we're going to have to jack it up and get it set once the ground is unfrozen. We can do a little work digging things out. So it's never easy, but she does have her home now in its permanent location. Okay, I had to get in the car and warm up. It is so cold, guys. It's just so cold. We're still trying to get it where it needs to go. It's always like the last foot or tweaking it is always so difficult because of the mountains, and it's wet and muddy, and it's going to be wet and muddy. And so we have to do it anyway because it's absolutely freezing. So it's just patience, tweaking. Looks like we're pulling back out now, and gonna try again. And just so you know, this setup's cool because one person owns this land, and she's let like all these different people here, so they're kind of communal living. It's amazing to have options like that, where just make it happen. There's no land, and there's nowhere to go. So figuring out a different plan. And they were already communal living here, and so there's a yurt and there's a tiny house and there's other structures anyway, so they're just expanding on it. Hey guys, so it's day 3 and we broke the trailer. Have a little cosmetic damage to Blue's shed because it just is so difficult. And just so you know what we're dealing with and why nothing moves fast in these mountains. Like, most people wouldn't even do what Wayne does and deliver sheds to places where we have to put them. But we don't have a lot of options. So it's not like we're being careless and trying to force them in places they shouldn't be. It's just that if it doesn't go there, she doesn't have a place to live. So it means we have to force them into places where most people wouldn't even attempt it. But we got it in there. The fix on her shed is all cosmetic. And then with Wayne's trailer, we'll have to work on that next. Again, I feel bad for Wayne. It's like every other delivery wrecks his trailer these days. All right, and I'm headed now to meet Calvary Church. They're helping us with the emergency shed home situation. which is the family that is going to be anonymous. You're not going to see them on camera, and I'm going to be very discreet with their story. But we moved them above the mom with the toddler because she is stable and is being funded to stay in an Airbnb at the moment. They are sleeping in horrific conditions, and it's going to be 10 degrees, and actually where they are at, it's going to be like 0. So just so you know how our ministry works, I was able to meet one of you in person. She has a sister here, and she came when we met. She was able to see the shed we picked out for, her name is Joyce, for the mom with the toddler, and she made a cash contribution. So that is going to support them and things we need for that project. And then her church is going to help fund that a little bit and send in some donations that'll specifically go to that. And so I really, really appreciate all the donations, guys. I always said we'll do this as long as the Lord provides people who need them and the money, and that's happening. And you know, we just keep getting these situations. I think we're done and like things are slow and maybe nobody needs us, and then all of a sudden it's like I've literally got 5 messages just this week, to the point where, and you know, I can only help the ones that align with what we're doing, right? We're not like rebuilding someone's house. Our ministry helps to fill the gap of those who have tried everything, who have reached out. These people have reached out to all the organizations. They don't qualify, because you have to qualify for certain things. You have to turn in things. They just don't qualify for any of the programs out there at the moment. That doesn't mean there won't be other things that pop up, but right now they don't have any options. And so one of them's living in, they'd be better off in a tent, because what they're living in has so many cracks and holes in it that it's bad. At this point, we're building houses that will be fully outfitted. They will be off-grid situations per necessity, because that is the only place these people have to live, is on land that's going to be off-grid, and per cost. We can't afford to buy, there's just not land out here to buy to do like power and septic for people. So, which is why FEMA never brought any temporary housing, because they can't find anywhere with power and septic that they consider safe, because they won't put anything in the flood zones. So it just leaves a lot of people in a very dire, essentially on the brink of homelessness situation. So what we do, and just so you know where this ministry is, so if you want to donate, you can donate 3 different ways. You can donate through my personal church. Just make sure you put 4 Steps projects on that. And what I do is I spend money and I bring them the receipts and they reimburse me. So that's a great way if you want to, just have the security of extra eyes on any donations, which totally understand. Like, you should be vetting anywhere you send money. I just found out someone else was going to donate, was raising money, a pastor raising money for some people that have no business being given money, in my opinion. And it makes me sick. Like, when I found out, my stomach dropped to my feet, like literally fell to my feet, because even if they are helping by moving distribution materials and maybe even doing some cleanup and doing some work, they're using the money to live, and they've come here to create jobs so that they don't have to work a regular job. And in most cases, I will tell you, it's because they can't get a job, but because they're so shady, they've done too many things that they've fled from where they live because they were caught doing a lot of things, and they can't get a good job. So they've created jobs here, and they take your money and they live off of it, and they live well. They were in $300 a night hotel rooms, Airbnbs, while families and children are living in buildings that, like I said, I feel like this family would be better off living in a tent, because at least in a tent you could seal all the wind out, and you can't in what they're living in. So I get a little bit upset when I hear that. Really, it makes me very, very upset. All right, so this shed, we were in here. I met Calvary Chapel Relief Team. They are going to help us finish out these sheds, which is such a blessing, and you'll get to meet them in a minute. Because without their help, we wouldn't be able to do as many as we're doing. There wouldn't be enough funds to hire crews to come do this work. And so they are just a huge part of this ministry carrying on. And so what we were doing is trying to decide what the layout would be, like where do we want to wire it for the kitchen. This is a kitchen and living room shed, and I'll show you guys more videos. This is for the family that I said was a more critical situation. And then we're going to add a second shed that will be the bedrooms and bath, and so it'll be another 12 by 24. So this one's really cute. It has a front porch. It's very similar to John's. And then the family's interested in connecting them with like a greenhouse catwalk. So I'm hoping, that we have funds to finish that out for them once we get it on site, which is a really creative way to use that space to connect them, keep it dry, but also have a place to grow food. So I really loved that idea, especially as an alternative homesteading channel. So here we were just kind of going through, like, what are we going to do? Where's the best place to put the kitchen and things like that. Okay, I just ran home. We got the floor plan laid out, which is awesome. Everything doesn't move. And then all of a sudden it moves so fast. And just so you know, if you guys have given me cash, this is where it goes. It goes to fund these projects. So they don't have all the supplies they need. So again, we're doing 3 sheds right now. 2 of them go to one family because one shed is the bedrooms, bathroom, laundry room. One is the kitchen, living room situation. This is their permanent solution for a very, very long time. The other one is a single mom and her toddler, and that one, it's one shed we can turn into bedroom, bathroom, kind of a combo living room, kitchen. That one's more of a tiny house setup, still great space, but it's just her and her child, so we don't need as much space. And yeah, we need supplies.
Big tall guy coming in with spouses on the wall.
Well, I like the noise. It makes it real. All the crew. Okay, we're here. Tell us who you are. What are you guys doing?
Hey, I'm Isaiah with Calvary Chapel Relief. I'm here with Steph, and we've been connecting with her over the last 2 months. Has it been, Steph, or has it been longer than that?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I've lost track of time.
Yeah,
probably 2 months.
It's been a little bit.
Yeah.
But
they helped with John's house. You guys saw them. That was the
Yeah.
first time we met.
Yeah, so the Lord just has given us the opportunity to do relief work, and look at all these guys. They got
I know,
super
these
quiet.
guys are awesome. Everybody got super quiet. It was so loud.
He's given us the opportunity to do relief work in Western North Carolina. We had a little bit of a chance to do some stuff with Hurricane Sandy when that hit New Jersey years back. But yeah, we do whatever needs to be done, go wherever we need to go, however the Lord leads us, and just try to share Christ with people, not just with words, but with what we're doing.
Amen.
Helping people. So.
Well, awesome. You guys are amazing. And I'll tell you, we couldn't do all of what we're doing without you guys, because we don't have the manpower over here. And you guys know I'm just like homeschooling mom that somehow landed in this. And we're so grateful for your donations. I will link their site. I have shared them before, but you can check out their website if you want to donate, and they're going to help us with these builds, and they're also they helped another friend cut down trees and clean up her yard and just doing all the things. And what I love is their grassroots. Like when I call Pastor Mike and I'm like, can you help us? He's like, yeah. And instantly we get help instead of going through the bureaucratic things that just stop up helping people. So you guys are amazing. Thank you.
Praise God.
This is the shed we're doing for the mom with the toddler. So we're going to go map out the electrical so that when they come back, they can go right to work